Hello, my name is LilaJones. Welcome to Shop Talk. And I have today with me my guest co-host, Miss Natalie Small Johnson.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, Natalie.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here today.
It is a pleasure to have you here. And you are here today and you're going to talk about your organization, which is, I do believe, is it bent but not broken?
Yes.
That alone is very interesting because we want to know what is this about, bent but not broken.
It pretty much, God put it on my heart at one time that as women, as females, we go through so much in just trying to get ourselves together. Life brings us challenges, ups
Yes.
and downs and ups and downs. And unfortunately, in today's society, I don't believe it's enough support for women because our roles have drastically changed. And just for that, because we've been this way and we've been that way, and we are the breadwinner, we are the parents,
Yes.
a lot of us are single parents, we are business owners.
Yes.
We go through a lot of emotional wear and tear. So
Yes.
we bend, but we don't break.
We bend, but we don't break. Well, I'm telling you, sometimes you're bent so much that you can just feel the pieces on the inside of you. You just feel shattered. But still, you'll still say bent, but not broken.
That's right. Because what I thought about was one time I sprained my ankle.
Yes.
And I went to the hospital and I was like, I know it's broken. I know it's broken because it's so painful.
Yes.
And the doctor said to me, if it was broken, it probably would not be so painful. Sprains hurt worse than breaks a lot of the times, and it takes a longer time for the sprain to heal, longer than it usually takes bones, because bones have direct blood supply. And when he said that to me, it made sense, because it does feel like we're so shattered on the
Yes,
inside,
it does.
so devastated, like we just cannot put the pieces back together. But instead of us just being broken, we're just bent to our capacity. And so being bent to the capacity does make you feel broken.
So when you say bent but not broken, are you talking about every aspect, socially, financially, your health, your relationships, your marriage, your children, in every aspect?
In every aspect of your life.
Wow.
We go through so many things financially. Sometimes you can be making a lot of money, things happen, and then you go back to making half of what you've been
less
making.
than average.
Right. And
Yes.
that really wears on you. Even if you have a husband or a spouse, that wears on you.
Yes.
Because you're thinking, well, I made this much one time, and then you see the changes that you have to make in your life.
So you almost feel like a failure.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Because I've been through that, and I did feel like a failure because I was not able to produce. I was not able to provide the way that I was used to providing. I could provide, but not to the magnitude that I was used to providing. And it took a lot out of me, emotionally, mentally, because you start questioning yourself,
Yes.
like, what is wrong with me that I'm not able to make this amount of money anymore? Or what have I missed? Or what did I need to go back? What was the cycle that I missed in the cycle? So it does wear on you a lot, because just a simple trip to McDonald's is easy to tear you down, because when you used to could buy a value meal, now you can't. You have to buy a Happy Meal. And sometimes kids don't understand that.
Right.
They
right.
don't understand why you can't buy the nicest shoes. Now you
Yes.
can only buy, the cheaper shoes, because we try to hide that
Yes.
part. We don't want them to have to see that part of life. So we shield them from
now,
it.
in my opinion, I think that when you do go through challenges in life, I really think that you should explain to your children, and in some cases even let them go through, because life is like that. I mean, it has its ups and downs. And when your child becomes an adult, if you have hidden everything from them, how will they be able to deal with the challenges of life?
And see, that's the aspect of bent but not broken. See how you just took what some people would say, oh no, I should not let my children see that. But you explained it to them in a way that they were able to understand. So Bent But Not Broken is a sisterhood in order to get people to where they need to be, in order to break things down and successfully explain it to them so that they will see, okay, it is a better side to this. I don't have to go through this alone. I have someone I can talk to.
I have a question. It isn't a specific race, or it isn't based on your education. It isn't based on your social ability. It isn't based on anything like that. Bent but not broken. It can happen to anyone of any status.
Of any status.
Of any status. Wow.
Because life challenges does not say, okay, I'm just going to hit the people that make $70,000. It does not say I'm going to hit this race of people. Life challenges hit everybody.
Yes, it does.
And it may just depend on how you tolerate it or how you deal with it, but cancer hits everybody's family. It doesn't have a race. It doesn't have a creed. It does not have a pedigree. It does not have an age bracket. Now you're seeing 13-year-olds with breast cancer. Some people don't get it until they're 70. Tragedy hits us all at any given time.
Yes. And when it does hit, I would say you need a good friend, or you need an organization such as Bent But Not Broken, because again, you can feel like you're broken into pieces and you feel all alone. Of course, that's the whole idea when you're hurting is to make you feel alone, like you're the only person in this world that's going through it. But that is almost how you feel.
It is.
That is almost how you feel. But with your organization, to be there for others and to actually help people go through and get to and come out, not just go through, but actually come out at a more victorious place in life. Yes, so I like that organization. I just like the idea that it is there to help anyone of any status, any age, race, color, creed. It does not matter. But I would say that it is needed. It is needed. Sisterhood is needed. A good friend is needed.
And friends are hard to come by.
They are so hard to come by
because you have to be very careful, especially nowadays. You have to be very careful. I remember when I was a child. I remember growing up, and people would come to my grandmother's house and talk to her, and it stopped there. It was not everybody's business. Nobody spreaded your business because it stopped there. Now it's one of those things, as soon as you go talk to somebody, it's on social media.
Yeah, that is correct.
And you're just like, well, how did everybody know my business? Because your friend had a friend that put it on social media.
And if they don't do it directly, sometimes they do it indirectly. They put a hint out there.
That's right.
Whereas everyone can figure this thing out, but that is not a true sisterhood. And if you ever been broken or bent or shattered, you will understand that you need a true friend. You need a good sisterhood. You need family. You need people that are praying for you. A safe space. That's and I like that, a safe space, because you don't want to be somewhere and you're venting or you're sharing what you're going through, and it's on social media, or you go to work and it's there, because someone have shared. This is what I believe. They say a good friend will keep your secret, and I truly believe that a good friend will free your secrets. Because if I let your secret go, I cannot take that secret and hold it against you. So I believe that you should free a person's secret. You should not keep their secret. Because, and which that also will make you feel even more broken if you actually are going through something. And then on top of that, everyone is looking at it, and you don't want to share with everyone. You want that person, that confidant that you can share with, that you can vent to, that you can just pour your heart out. So tell me more about this organization, and how is it that you came about to establish it?
Okay, well, it was a time in my life where everything just hit the fan at the same time.
I know about that.
Yes, everything hit the fan at the same time. I lost my job. I went from a really great income to almost nothing. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. My marriage was falling apart. everything was falling apart at the same time, and I felt so isolated. I felt so alone.
You was bent this way, you were bent that way, you were bent, you just kept being bent from one way to another.
From one extreme to another.
Yeah, from one extreme to another, until you almost felt broken.
I did, because I did not realize that stress, until I had to visit the hospital, that stress will tell your brain that you can just quit, just shut down. I mean, stress will tell your brain will tell your body to just shut down, because it's so overwhelming. Your brain is just filled to capacity. So your brain is saying we're tired, and it's shutting your body down. And a lot of the things that we go through health-wise, not all of them, but a lot of it is due to stress.
Yes.
And the doctors will tell you that a lot of things happen to us or make the situations worse or medical conditions worse because of stress. Yes. And stress comes from us not being able to handle or not being able to grasp what is going on, because I know as far as myself, I was unwilling to deal with it. I did not want to deal with the loss of my job. I didn't want anybody to know about the loss of my job. I didn't want anybody to know that my marriage was breaking apart. I didn't want anybody to know about my diagnosis, because even though it runs in my family, I was always that one was like, it's not going to happen to me. I get my yearly exams. I do my own checkups. You know, I make sure I'm touching in the right spaces like the doctor told me to. It's not going to happen to me. And it happened to me.
Wow.
And so when everything happens to you just at that one moment, it's like you cannot catch your breath. And you're too exhausted to ask someone for help. Or I was just too embarrassed.
You know, and it is amazing that you can be absolutely embarrassed over health issues that you know that you did not ask for them to come, but you can really be so embarrassed. But I really think that that's just a trick of the mind, and to have you so embarrassed that you don't want to share. But you know, what would you say to the audience now, if you know, if there's someone out there that is watching you that could be going through financial distraught or breast cancer or any type cancer or any type sickness or disease, financial situation, how would you reach out to them? That's my question.
I would tell them that life happens to everyone. It's nothing that you've done per se. We can make bad decisions to make things go wrong, but everybody has done something. Everybody goes through something, and then sometimes it just happens. Life just happens.
It does.
And you have to realize that your mind can make it worse. Do not allow fear or your own mind to put you in a dark place. Always think positive. Always think of ways you can get out. And if sometimes thinking is overwhelming, so just don't think. Just sit there in the moment.
Yes.
Just absorb the moment.
Yes.
Think of things that will enlighten you. And one of the things that I did was I love dogs.
Yes.
I would go to the dog park.
Wow.
I would even take my own dogs because I did not want the responsibility of watching my own dogs, because I needed that downtime. Yes. So I would go to the dog bar and just look at all the dogs, and I would think about all the dogs that are on earth and how they're all different. It was just a place for me to detox my mind.
Yes.
Sometimes, even if you can't leave home, sometimes you can just, I know with you, Miss Lila, you were one of those ones that you always bought magazines.
I love magazines.
And you sit and when you were going through things, and when you were going through things that you were trying to figure out and you wanted your mind to rest, you would go through the magazine.
Yes.
And that's another thing. People don't even realize it does not have to be anything complex.
No, exactly. It doesn't have to be complex. It doesn't have to be expensive. It could cost you absolutely nothing. But you should know what you like. And my mother always taught me that. You know, you should know yourself and know what you like, and you should also know what you can and cannot tolerate. You need to know that, because that is part of knowing who you are. So yeah, you do need to know what you like, and you do need to have some downtime. So I would like to say to the audience, if you're out there, and regardless of what you may be going through, and you may be bent, you may have been bent several different ways, but you are not broken.
That's awesome.
Yes, yes, yes. The whole organization, I do believe, is awesome, and it sounds as though it will just progress to something really, really big. Because as we're here now, giving this information, if someone wanted to reach you, do you have a Facebook page?
Yes, we have a Bent But Not Broken Facebook page.
Okay.
We also have Instagram.
Okay.
We have a phone number, 352-474-8519 is the Bent But Not Broken phone number. We also are working on chapters, getting it in every city or every county, so everybody can have help. Yes. And it's from the ages of 12 and up, because 12 is around the time, the preteen years where things start happening. We can't really explain. Right. And we do have different events for all of us collective, also just the older women, the younger women, and the teenagers. So we have events for everyone. We're just not focused on the mental, but mental, emotional, financially, health.
Yes.
All of the areas, spiritual, because we're not focused on one spiritual setting or religion. Yes. We're working on whatever your spirituality is to get you there.
Yes, exactly.
And that's what we are. We're a non-judgmental place. Women of all kinds, however you became a woman. Like to
hear right there. No judgment.
No judgment.
No judgment.
No judgment. We are a safe space.
Yes. And that is, again, so good to have that safe space and no judgment, because that is one of the things that come to your mind. I'm going through this. I'm going to be judged. And the person is usually already judging themselves. So it's like, what did I do? What did I do? What went wrong? As you said earlier, life. I was watching a movie once, and the person asks one of the actors, what happened to this person? And he said, life. And life. I don't recall very much in that movie, but I will never forget that part there, because it is life. But you know something though, although I remember that part of the movie, although it is very true, but when I'm being bent out of shape, suddenly I cannot remember that. I cannot remember that. I'm just like, please help me. What is going on?
And that's why you have a sisterhood, for us to remind you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I read a lot of the different things that y'all have on your Facebook page, and I tell you, they're very inspiring, and is very helpful, because sometimes you wake up in the morning and you stroll through Facebook and just see that inspirational notification. Really, that inspirational notification is such a wonderful thing to happen.
Because that's what we deal with, is positivity. We don't deal with anything. Life is negative enough.
Right. Exactly.
You can deal with the reality of life without being negative.
Yes.
And positivity is what you need, and that's what we're going to bring to you. We don't put anything on our page that is negative related, no kind of abuse situation. Yes. Now, we will give you the hotline to an abusive situation if you need hotlines, or if you need phone numbers, you need someone to talk to. But postings that are not positive, we don't do them. We don't argue, because sisters do not argue. Right. We do not argue. We do not have we do not do debates.
Right. Exactly.
We do not believe in debates. Right. Because life is stressful enough. You say what you have to say. We don't even post anything to be debated on.
Okay. All right. So for the most part, everything is very inspiring and inspirational. So that is such a blessing, because we and I want to say women especially, and go through so much, and I'm not saying just women, but people in general go through a lot. And it'll be a grand idea maybe in the future that is for that you're reaching out to men and women, boys and girls alike, because people go through so much in life, and again, feeling just bent from one way to another. I'm bent forward, I'm bent backwards. I feel like I'm in a roller coaster, but to know again, bent but not broken. I absolutely love it, and I believe in the organization. I believe that it will develop and not only develop, but help develop people to the place where they need to be, because, especially with depression, when a person is depressed, oh my goodness, it is it is a horrible
It
place
is.
to be in. And I know I went over 50 years, honestly, and was never depressed. But a situation came that it really did depress me. And I thought, before I actually encountered depression, I actually thought that you could just snap out of it.
No, ma'am.
Because I hear people say, you need to snap out of that.
And I don't know why people say that.
Well,
but it has to be people that have never gone through it.
Well, okay, I'm sitting here in front of you being a guilty person for that because I had not been through it. So I realize now it is nothing, absolutely nothing that you can just snap out of.
It's not.
But I believe it is something that you can fight your way out of.
And we are here to help you fight. That's right. We are here to help you fight. And then you are absolutely correct. You have to fight your way out of it. And you have to fight your way not to go back into it. Because if you're in the same situation, and sometimes we will be in the same situation, we have to fight not to get back to a state of depression. And what people don't realize is being sad and being depressed is two different things.
Yes.
Being sad comes and goes.
Yes.
Depression kind of sits on you.
Yes, exactly.
Even if you have a good moment, the depression will still sit there. And it's like it's a jacket you just cannot pull off.
Right.
And you can try to mask it. And sometimes we as women, we mask it so well. And I didn't even realize I was depressed until my oldest son came in my bedroom one day and he said, "Mama, are you not going to get up? You've not been up for 3 days."
Wow.
I never noticed. I did not even notice that I had not taken a bath and gotten up in 3 days.
So were you sort of embracing the depression?
Yes, I had just given away.
Zone?
Yes, I had just given away to it because it was my norm then. It was nobody would bother me because I'm not bothering anybody.
Right.
So it overtook me. And I did not. In the beginning, I was trying to fight my way out, but I felt like I did not reach out for help. I did not reach out to see a therapist. And what is so funny is I have family members that are therapists.
Right.
I know about therapy. I grew up in the beauty industry. You know that. You know, you were my mentor.
Yes.
And I've seen how you talk to women and talk them out of situations and talk them out of depression and get them to come in. And in the beauty industry, this is what I know.
Yes.
And as soon as it hit me, it paralyzed me.
Yes.
Because it should have never hit me. This is how I felt.
The exact
I
same
should
way.
have never been hit. What happened that it took me here?
And and what you just said, you felt like you should have never been hit. And I'm going to tell you, and because you took that hit, you become depressed. You become angry, and you
Very
become,
angry
and hopeless. And you feel a sense of hopelessness. And you can feel that way, but they're facts, but they're not.
It's just a feeling.
They're not truths, though.
It's just a feeling, and it's just a feeling.
Yes.
And it's good that you said what you were just saying was it may be a truth, but it's not the truth.
It isn't the truth. That's exactly right.
And once you get past the boogeyman, then you realize even if your situation is bad.
You didn't have. Who wants to go through a period?
Right.
Because it doesn't matter if you stump your toe or if you cut wide open. Pain is pain.
It's pain. And it's relative to who it is.
Exactly. Yes.
A person's reality,
Yes.
a person's perception is their reality.
Yes.
So just because you went through 5 family members dying, that 5 family members may not compare to my one grandmother dying. So we cannot just look at somebody's situation and compare it because we don't know. And that's another place that we are is a safe space. We don't compare each other's situation. We let you be you.
Yes. And that is a good thing. And as you said, allowing people to be themselves. Someone was sharing with me that this lady, her son was killed, and people was telling her, "You're going to be all right." And I was like, "No, you're not going to be. You're going to eventually, you're going to be healed." But you're not going to be all right. You're not going to be all right just like that because it doesn't come like that. But, listen here. We're going to have a part 2.
Okay.
So You know, you are the Miss. This is again. This is Natalie Small Johnson, and you are my guest host for several shows. Hopefully,
Yes.
yeah, hopefully, because there's so much to Bent but Not Broken. So if you have any questions or if you ever want to be on Shop Talk, please give me a call. Again, my name is LilaJones, and my telephone number is 252-916-1233. And thank you so much for tuning in. And again, remember, whatever you go through, bent but not broken.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is. I tell you, this has been a blessing. This organization, I do believe it is going to be a blessing. I believe that it's going to grow and it's going to be supported, and because in turn you're going to be supporting people that really do need the support. Because when I was going through, surely, you know, I need the support. And just our visit last night, on last evening, that was great. I'm telling you, that was it was great, because I wasn't myself, and you didn't like that, because that's not the person you've been knowing for about 30 years.
Right,
you know,
exactly. You are my mentor,
know.
and the only mentor I know was, you can be crying, and she would say, Natalie, you can cry, but we got to make this money. We gotta put these women out here. We have to show them that love overcomes.
Yes,
I mean, and that's what kind of
does.
mentor you were to me.
Yes.
You would not just let me sit down and just waste away. You would tell me, I know your situation is bad, but you have to keep going, you have to work your way through it.
Yes.
And that's what you did for me.
That's what we want everyone to know and understand. You know, the situation, it is real.
It is now.
Now we're not negating that it isn't real.
No, it's real.
It is real. But you know what? Victory is even more real.
Yes, it is.
You can come out of it. You can come out of it.
And until a person realizes that their situation is real, they can't come out of it. So what you said was a nugget, because you have to realize this is a real situation that you're dealing with.
That is exactly
and
right.
That's the only way that
Yes.
you're able to come out of it, is to realize this is real.
And
I have to face what's going on. But I can be positive.
Yes.
And I can work my way through it.
And so you can be positive in a negative situation.
Yes, you can.
Yes. I love it.
Yes, you can.
Well, again, you know, we thank you, audience, for tuning in to Shop Talk. Again, my name is LilaJones, and my guest co-host here is Miss Natalie Small Johnson. So we thank you so much, and we thank you, Natalie, for Bent but Not Broken.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Well,
thank you.
Please come back.
Okay.
Because there's part 2.
Yes.
And then we have so many things to talk about.
Yes.
We have so many things to talk about in the future. So I'm so looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Yeah, yes. Well, this has been a beautiful day. Information is always good, to share wisdom, and to know that, you know, we're here. We're here for you. You know, you're not out here by yourself.
That's good.
You may feel
Amen.
by yourself, but you're not out here by yourself. You're not out here alone. You may feel alone, but you're not alone. So, you know, reach out to us and we'll reach back to you.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yes. Sisterhood. Is that what
Sisterhood,
And
yes.
a safe space.
A safe
now,
space.
I really, really love that, because, you know, you want to be in a safe space.
Yes.
Yes.
Motivation is what we do. Strength is who we are.
Oh, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So, again, this has been Shop Talk. We thank everybody for tuning in. And look, if you like the show, give us a call. You know, give us a call at 252-916-1233. If you enjoyed the show, give us a call. And you may want to be a guest on the show. Give us a call again. My name is LilaJones. And give us a call at 252-916-1233. And I certainly hope you have a beautiful day. And keep in mind, bent but not broken.
Awesome.